Hello, everyone. The third in my series on spirituality. You remember we talked about your start in the first session, and second we talked about your environment growing up. You know, through your formative early adult years, what was the environment that you were a part of? Today, I want to talk a little bit about awareness. Again, awareness has become huge for me in my life over the past several years. And awareness is very convicting. It's like, when did you become aware of something? And once you're aware of it, you can't ignore it. Well, you can. You could ignore it. But, again, you get this little nudge if you're aware of something, like you know if this is right or wrong, or you know what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. And once you're aware of those things, you know, it can be very convicting. So when was your first awareness? Again, some of y'all may have been raised this way. First awareness around spirituality. And when I think about it, you know my history so far. I really didn't have any exposure other than incidental exposure. But I think the first time I got a next level of awareness around religion or church or spirituality was when I got married for the first time, because my wife to be was Catholic, a big farming community in Iowa. So, when I'd visit, we'd always go to church on Sunday, and it was one of those things, small Catholic church in small town Iowa, you'd have to kneel and stand, and I'm always looking at my soon-to-be father-in-law to know what I'm supposed to do when, and oh my goodness, I would fall asleep in there, and it was just very monotonous, and it just didn't seem to apply to me. Well, in order to get married in the Catholic Church, I had to, meet with the pastor there, the local pastor where I was, and nicest guy in the world. I think he was a German guy, blue eyes, sparkle, twinkle in his eye, just so nice. And I remember him saying, "Hey, you guys, you're going to have to go to classes." I'm like, he said, "Have you been baptized?" I'm like, "No." He says, "Well, yeah, you're going to have to go, get baptized and go to some classes." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm like, "That's fine." So we met with him, and guess what? He never made me go to any classes. So then, of course, I get baptized. It had no impact on me whatsoever, because I didn't even know what this was all about. It just seemed like another ritual to me. So, that was my first awareness. It's like, whoa. So you can imagine, pile that on top of my previous experiences, and it did nothing but reinforce. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a hoax. Right? This is a hoax. What's going on here? And to further that, I worked for a major food company, and they'd have the rabbi come in, because if you had to certify that you're kosher. And I was actually managing a department, so I had budget responsibilities. We paid this guy a lot of money to come in and just kind of take a look around and bless the equipment. I'm like, seriously? This is crazy. So this is my awareness, how I became aware of religion in the world. How it impacted me directly. And it wasn't a choice that I had. I mean, to remain kosher for my business, we had to do this. And to get married, I had to do this. So it wasn't anything I chose. It was just like, well, this is what happens. And then everything about it didn't line up to my values, didn't seem, again, it was just weird. So again, further cemented in my mind that this religion thing, this spirituality thing, and again, I was not even one of these universe people or anything like that either. I was, I just was just like, I'm just living my life, doing the best I can, making it, and doing what I thought was leading to the American dream. That was my path that I took, and nothing from a spiritual standpoint. Even my new awareness around how it impacts the world had any impact on me. So that's what I want you all to think into right now is, when was your first awareness of spirituality, religion, God, church, whatever? What was your first true awareness of, oh, wow, this is in the world. This is something that, I'm going to bump into during my life in some form or fashion. So I want you to think into that a little bit. So you see how you're weaving your story. You're weaving your story. So powerful. Because here's the powerful part about that. You all, the story you're weaving, there's somebody out there that is right now where you were. Right? So if you get good at understanding your story, again, I believe God works through our stories. You hear our testimonies, right? God works through those. Because if we can share our genuine stories, our passionate, genuine stories, right? And if it's got a good ending, that's the key. If it's got a good ending, if the result is positive and someone can relate to you where you were, that gives them hope to say, wow, he or she was where I am now. And look, they're doing good. There's hope for me too. That's it. That's what I believe we're called to do in this world, is to offer hope, right? Offer hope through us. All right, you guys. So exciting. I just love this topic. All right, we'll see you soon.